Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I'll be bringing you a very exciting bit of news, an announcement we got yesterday. I should have discussed this yesterday, but I was pretty busy, so I finally have a chance to talk about this now. The big announcement that shook the DC world last night with the big news that two actors have been cast to play Clark Kent / Superman and Lois Lane in James Gunn's upcoming DCU film, Superman Legacy, which is due to drop in theaters July 11th, 2025. I believe the film is currently in pre-production. It goes into production next January of 2024. So casting is underway, and obviously it's kind of hard to do a movie without the two leads. So now we do have the two leads in the form of David Corenswet. I hope I'm saying that last name right. David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering these names. Let me know in the comments section if I'm saying these names correctly or not. David Corenswet and Rachel Brosnahan, both of them have been cast as Clark Kent / Superman and Lois Lane, respectively. So this is pretty exciting. This shows us that the Superman Legacy film is indeed gaining traction. It sounds like they're still in the casting process because it's hard to have a Superman movie without Lex Luthor. That isn't to say or confirm Lex Luthor will indeed be in the movie. We don't know. We just know that there's a lot of rumors and speculation out there that he could be in the film, and there's a lot of frontrunners to possibly play him should that prove to be true. But again, time will tell. So we'll see what happens. So what this casting tells me is that obviously, goodbye Henry Cavill, goodbye Amy Adams. They were both great in their time, but unfortunately the films they were in were not working, and the direction that people try to take them in, again, didn't seem to be working. So now that's why we've got this new revamped DC universe with James Gunn and Peter Safran at the helm. And I know a lot of people are trying to blame these two for Henry Cavill's exit, but they had nothing to do with that. It's like James Gunn said, they never fired Henry. He just simply wasn't hired back as Superman. It's really unclear what happened with behind the scenes with that cameo in the Black Adam post-credits scene. If that was just some magic that The Rock worked out himself, or it was the deal that was a new deal that was struck under the former regime of Warner Brothers right before the new regime took over. Who knows? It doesn't really matter now because, unfortunately, it's not happening anymore, Cavill being Superman. So now we have this guy to look forward to. And based on the pictures I've seen of both him and Rachel Brosnahan, they both seem to look the part really well. And it sounds like they're lovely people, as tweeted and confirmed by James Gunn himself, who seems to be a great judge of characters. So that's a good sign as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing what both of them bring to the roles when the time comes. The movie will be here much sooner than we realize it. I mean, granted, it's summer 2023, but before we know it, it's going to be July of 2025. So that's something to think about. What I'm mostly curious about myself is, will David Corenswet's Superman share this big screen eventually with the likes of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ezra Miller's Flash, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, Ben Affleck's Batman, or whoever ends up playing Batman, or what I really hope to see, as it was teased in the post-credit scene of Black Adam, even though it won't be Cavill, we could still possibly get a Superman versus Black Adam fight. That would be pretty cool. Just bring back Dwayne Johnson to play Black Adam and have the new guy play Superman, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to see. I'm sure that guy will be much bulkier and more built up by the time that comes around. But who knows? Only time will tell. So it sounds like James Gunn himself said that some actors will remain in the DCU playing the same characters they were before he took over the DCU. And some characters will be played by new actors. And that's just going to be the way it is. We can probably say goodbye to Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, which is probably not that big a deal because a lot of people hated him in the role. I liked him fine. I thought he did an okay job. But I know a lot of people hated Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get a new Luthor moving forward. So goodbye and thanks, Mr. Eisenberg, for everything you've done, I guess. But so yeah, it's exciting knowing that this movie, Superman Legacy, is gaining traction and that the casting process is underway. Now that we have the two leads out of the way, what other characters will appear? Are we going to get Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Lex Luthor, other possible Superman villains, other DC comic book superheroes and characters? Who knows? We will know when we know. But the one thing we do know is that James Gunn is writing and directing this movie, and it will be the first official film of the DCU, even though we still have Blue Beetle and Aquaman and Lost Kingdom to get through. I'm sure those films will still be considered canon even when Superman Legacy comes out. You know, the only thing that they'll probably include is maybe a few winks to the camera commenting on how Superman just looks a little different than everyone remembers him, and that'll be the end of that. Or maybe these characters and their actors won't interact with the current Justice League members. Who knows? I mean, what I'm curious about is the casting for the Batman in the Brave and the Bold, which is now going to be directed by Andy Muschietti, who's directed the box office bomb that is The Flash. I liked The Flash just fine. I hated the ending, as you guys know in my film review. You can check it out here. But apparently they were impressed enough with how he did with The Flash that he's going to direct the Batman Brave and the Bold movie. And that is supposedly not going to be any pre-existing Batman, but a brand new actor altogether. So again, time will tell who that's going to be. And I wonder if they'll be in the same age range as David Corenswet's Superman. It seems unlikely they'll be in the same age because this Batman is supposed to be the patriarch of a family, of the Bat family. But again, who knows? Only time will tell, and we'll know when we know. But I was pretty pleased with these casting announcements the other day because both actors look a lot like their characters that they're playing respectively. I'm sure they're both going to do a great job. Personally, I'm unfamiliar with both of them. I know the gal was the lead in the Marvelous Miss Maisel show, which I know got a lot of great reviews from Amazon. And I'm sure she and David Corenswet are going to do a great job with their characters. And I'm curious and excited to see what James Gunn has in store for us for Superman Legacy and overall the DCU in general, because I was pretty excited we announced that first slate of films, which included Superman Legacy. So it's a fun time to be a DC fan. And I know a lot of people have mixed feelings, but to be honest with you, everybody, if you wanted things to continue the way they were going to under the previous regimes at Warner Brothers, then you probably should have watched and supported and liked the movies and characters while they were coming out rather than years after the fact. Just throwing it out there. You know, you can't support and love something after it's come out and expect it to shape the future of what you want to see in future films. It just doesn't work that way. Sorry. So now that's why we're getting what we're getting, because what they were doing wasn't working. And hopefully what James Gunn and Peter Safran have in mind will work. What I'm curious about is if these actors have signed multi-year contracts so that they appear and pop up in other DCU films and projects as the years go on. And will we see them in other ensemble crossover films with other characters? I sure hope so, because it feels like that would make a lot of sense considering that everything is supposed to be one collective, cohesive, unified universe moving forward. So when anyone refers to Superman or Lois Lane moving forward in the DCU, it's going to be these versions of these characters. So we'll find out when we find out, right? How do you guys feel about these castings? Are you excited? Are you intrigued? Do you not give a damn? Are you still butthurt about Cavill and Zack Snyder and all that shit? Too bad. So let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Superman Legacy begins production January of 2024 and has a release date aimed for July 11th, 2025. Have an awesome rest of your night, everyone. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned and subscribe to this channel for further DCU updates. Have a good one, everyone. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.